Okay, so what I might ask, especially I can see Sean is leaning down, could you mute yourselves while I'm doing this? And then if you've got a question, could you put your hand up, or you can press on you can actually press reactions, and you can put your hand on the screen, and I know that you've got a question. All right, but hello everyone, I'm Lisa Ware. I'm a senior group leader. I've been in the company 20 years this November, an incredibly long time. You get less in jail, don't you, for life sentence? The only difference is I really love what I do. I'm very passionate about it. And just to share with you, yesterday I did a little show that was my 15th year. It was very small. It was a £43 outlay. That was all, 43 quid. I did ask around and offered it to people, but people said they were busy. I made 9 appointments, 4 in 50 minutes. And this morning at 8:30, I signed up the first couple, and I'm not saying this to show off, but I saved them 3,559 quid without cashback. Huge users on gas and electric. So when people turn away these little events, I sometimes think you're missing a trick, because sometimes the small ones can be very lucrative. And it was and what I want to share was, it was a totally different situation to what I'd ever experienced. You know what? People very rarely just come up. But what they were doing, I've got this sign up that I've done, and it basically says, are you worried about the extreme price rises? Just a question. And people were coming over, they were looking at my witchboard. I went over to them as they did so, and I just said to them, can I just ask you, because it's so important at the moment, have you fixed your energy? And that was my opening question. I never talked about £20,000 giveaways, nothing. And yeah, 9 appointments. I could have got more, but there was a couple that I thought, I think you could be hard work and not amount to much. So I left them alone. All right. So what a great position to be in, to actually turn some business away. Okay. Ian, you got your hand up there, was it? Did you want to ask a question? Yes.
It's just I've been posting up on Facebook for last week, maybe a wee bit not direct, but basically pointing out the fact that there was these changes coming along in terms of cap rises, and asking people if they want to get in touch with me. Well, I haven't had anything direct message. Well, I had a couple message through Facebook, but I was out at the weekend at one of my Arch Day events, and 2 people that had seen it on Facebook actually mentioned to me that they want to get in touch and do something about it.
Right, we're going to talk about this social posting. All right, some people are doing it okay, and some people, I could show you, but I've got to be mindful not to embarrass the lady. She is actually a senior group leader, and I think she'd wished she'd never posted anything, because what she got was not what she expected. She got lots of adverse stuff come up, and then other people jumped on the bandwagon, and then she had existing customers also posting adverse stuff. So you've got to be mindful. It's a social network. It's not really about promoting, that's the word I'm going to use, gas and electric. So you've got to be very careful. And what we're going to do is talk about this stuff. So Ian, I'm really glad in a way you've brought it up. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and it's going to be my UW partner portal, and it's the dashboard. I think everybody's is sort of similar, okay, but I think it's important. Energy price cap, everything you need to know. Now, I absolutely know that many people don't read any of the stuff on here, but I would say that we have a responsibility to do so, especially about this stuff. Okay, so I'm moving us to one side. It says here there's stacks of online resources and facts to help make sense of the price cap rise available to both you and your customers. We're working as quickly as we can to give every customer a personalised breakdown of how their individual bills will be affected. And this information will go out via post first from next week, followed by email, and may take up to 3 weeks to arrive. Until then, the best place to direct customers for more information is uw.co.uk, where we've created a hub of information around the price cap rise. Now, this is possibly all about your existing customers, and I think that's an important thing. Help us help others. To help us prioritise the most urgent inquiries, wherever possible, please avoid contacting customer or partner services until you or your customers have received further information, which will be specific to them. Okay, so I want you to look. There are various tabs here, and I'm not going to click on every one and read everything. What I'm doing is directing you and showing you there's some really important stuff. There is information about price caps, the info hub. There's customer facts, there's partner facts, all about the £400 government support scheme. Very quickly, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, it was going to be a loan. Thankfully, the government have changed their mind. It's now a rebate. It's £66 for October and November, and it's £67 for December, January, February, March. In total, it's £400. Now, it is a blanket reduction, which is great for smaller households, but because it's a blanket, anyone that's a high user, this is a drop in the ocean, but it's better than nothing. And we're all going to get it. And it's going to be given to us via our suppliers, in our case, Utility Warehouse, and we will see our actual monthly payment go down for the gas and electric. It will be done like that. And that's the same for everybody. So it's across the board. Help with your bills, ways to save. There's lots and lots of fantastic stuff here. But I want to, first of all, talk about something that's come out, and then I'm going to go back to this, and which have very kindly posted an online calculator all about the cap rises. And I'm going to bring this into the share because I've got it actually prepared. Okay, guys, let me just make it a bit smaller so it's more, you can see it. Okay, so energy price cap rises to 3,549. How will it affect your bills? Now, a lot of people are not really understanding this, but basically Ofgem are putting a cap and they keep raising it. And the cap come the 1st of October is 3,549. That's the average house. And you think to yourself, now what's that all about? Well, first of all, they have actually already said 80% is happening on the 1st of October. Prices are going up 80%. That's huge. I just, I'm actually incredulous at this. And as Utility Warehouse is saying, and I'm absolutely behind them, we need to be so sensitive with people. There is no way that we should be kind of being a bit gleeful at all. And by the way, if you've got somebody that's interested in being a partner, can I just say to you, please don't start spouting about how excellent it is that all these rises are happening and your benefit. You've got to do it in a very sensitive way, because otherwise we could offend. And as Utility Warehouse have already pointed out, we never know, I'm just going to stop the share a minute. We never know if somebody could inquire and they could be a mole. That is from the press. That is out to see what we're up to. They've only got to pay £10, haven't they? And they can become a partner. So be mindful of what we're talking about here. Yes, we are going to gain massively. We are. But we've got to be very sensitive. what I say to anybody is, look, I'm affected by this too. I am a customer. I am affected, but I've done something positive about it, and I have fixed my energy, which is my personal recommendation to everybody. I feel it's the right thing to do with what's going on. Alan, you've got a question. Do you want to answer?
Yes, this £400 rebate
Yes.
that compensates for the energy price cap going up, does it apply to our fixed customers as well?
Yes. Yes, it does. It does. It's across the board. If somebody is in receipt of something like universal credit or they're on benefits, they are actually getting additional help. I believe it could be a lump sum. I think, don't quote me on this, it's another £150 lump sum or something that they're getting. So there are other people that are receiving much more help, and that would also be people that are on their state pension. They're getting extra help as well. Okay, so there is help available. It will make a difference through those ghastly months that we know about, when I think the most important thing is, I think the government doesn't want to see people not switching their heating on and literally freezing to death. All right, that would just be terrible, wouldn't it? It would be awful. But I do think that perhaps all of us, and we've been discussing this, maybe it's a bit of a shake-up to how we've all been living in rather a lap of luxury. You know, these are some of the discussions I've had with folk. When I was a child, and I don't want to sound like some old fogey here, but we had no central heating. There were 2 coal fires, and we used to go to bed with a hot water bottle. We laugh about it all now, don't we? Because we have gas central heating, but that actually was the norm. So really, we're all kind of living in this wonderful world where, dare I say, I'm as guilty as anyone, that in the winter, I don't want to sit with loads of jumpers on. Actually, on reflection, it's a kind of a bit daft, isn't it? You know, sort of like put the switch the heating on, turn it up, and then take off your jumper and sit in a t-shirt in the middle of winter. Actually, that would, when you think about it, it's kind of strange, isn't it? So there's lots of wonderful things that we can do and say and be sensitive, and actually, I would say, initiate great conversation with people we're in front of. Okay, but what we don't want to do is terrorize people. And I think, you know, mainstream media, let's all be frank here, I think they've done enough terrorizing the public for many years at the moment. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, it's an actual calamity as far as mainstream media are concerned. You know, I can remember when the when it was hot in 1976, and we had days and days and days of no rain, and it was very hot. We just loved every minute of it, and when it did rain, we all jumped for joy. But now it's become a crisis, and I think what we don't want to do is compound the whole crisis thing. Everybody's got, they mute themselves because something's going on. Let me just see if I can mute. Mute and mute. I need you to mute, guys. All right, let's now go back to where we were. Okay, so let's show you, let's go back to where we were, and let's talk about this wonderful calculator. Now, I do notice that there are some partners that have decided to put this on their social Facebook page. Personally, I don't think it's a clever idea. I really don't. I think we're heading for a fall. And actually, I've actually written to Justin Bozzino, and I've asked him, is this appropriate? Do we have the license to do this? I don't know. So I wouldn't do something like that. But what I can say, this is a wonderful tool, and it's worth reading. I sat and read through it. So let's show you what you can do. So you're meeting somebody, and let's say at the moment, they are on a fixed rate with an energy company, and it doesn't run out until the end of October. Let's put that scenario, or even the end of September. Now, there are 49 days, ladies and gentlemen, that from the end of the contract, if you move 49 days in, anyone can leave a fixed rate without paying that exit fee. Okay, so that's one thing to note. And it might be prudent, it may be prudent, I should say, that they do come out early and they go on to ours, because ours is going to fix them at the moment right to the end of the 31st of August 2023. How can we help them make that decision? Now, please note my words. We don't decide for them, we help them make the decision. All right, that's really important. So they've got their rates at the moment, but I want you to realise if they're in a fixed rate at the moment, the reality is they've not even incurred the 54% price cap hike that happened on the 1st of April. Those rates are not actually relevant. So what has to be done is we have to find out what their current energy supplier's variable standard rate is at the moment. All right, so that's the first thing that needs to be done. Ever so simple to do, okay? Most of their bills will say stuff like this, or you could ring up and you could find out. Now, whatever their consumption is, you times it by the number of kilowatts, or sorry, whatever their consumption is, you times it by the kilowatt rate, what the standard variable rate is, and you get a figure. Very easy, daily standing charge, you just times that by 365 days. Okay, hopefully you're writing this down. You put the two together, put the two figures together, add them up, then you times it by 5%, which is the residential VAT amount. The unregulated business rate is 20%, but residential is 5%. So you times it by 5%, and hey ho, you get the final figure, which is what we call the projected forecast, the cost of all those kilowatts on the annual consumption. Now, very simply, divide that by 12 months, and you've got really what they're paying, and that's what you put in here. So let's make an example. Let's say it was £150 for gas and electric per month together. You put that in there, and all you do is press calculate. Is everybody seeing this okay?
Yeah.
Everybody give me a, yeah, wonderful. Now what it's doing, it says, based on your current monthly payments of 150 a month, predictions suggest that over the next year you could pay the following. So from October, that 150 would increase to £270 and 9p. From January, that would increase to 409.95. From April to 503.53. And from July, 448.79. Now that's a total yearly bill of £4,897 and 8p. How crazy is that? So they start at 150 now. Can you see how people are going to be alarmed? This is if they don't fix. So what I suggest you do is take a photograph with your phone of that comes up. Now I'm doing it all on my phone and I'm just screenshotting, okay? And then I attach it and I send it to one of them on a WhatsApp. That's what I'm doing. Or I say to them, do you want to take a photograph? All right, you can do this. Now, and I'm going to just stop the share. You could put in utility warehouses, standard variable rate at the moment. Or if they're taking 3 services, you've gone and they're going to take 3 services. By the way, let's just clarify, because there's a lot of misunderstanding and I'm seeing it. There are 5 core services. They do not include buildings and contents insurance or just contents insurance. They are energy, mobile, broadband, boiler with home cover, and income protector. Any 3 and they're double gold. Okay, and they can have our fixed rate. And by the way, for clarification, that's if they're a homeowner or a tenant. Okay, the only difference is tenants get an extra 10% discount on their broadband because they're homeowners, but tenants can have this. Okay, we do not discourage tenants that take all the services. If they're used to paying by direct debit, that's fabulous. They are not bad people. What we're trying to discourage is people that are only after gas and electric and their tenants. That's why there is a £400 deposit for gas and electric. And quite rightly, we are trying to create a sustainable business. I've seen all sorts of questions, folk, on the UW forum, and one of them is, oh, why won't Utility Warehouse? Why won't they give us a gas electric only fixed rate? They're missing the point. I want you to understand this. This is fabulous. So when you've got customers that take lots of services, they can have our fixed rate. When that fixed rate expires next year, for example, 31st of August, are they going to go and drop all their other services to refix? No, they're not. Because they know, as long as you constantly emphasize, as long as they keep 3 services, they're going to want to refix because they've realized the benefits with UW. Does that make sense? So actually, what a fabulous way of having multiple services. And that's the way the company makes money. Multiple services, it's the way we keep customers longer. It's the way we all have sustainable businesses. Okay. And I think it's absolutely fabulous. And the more services they take, and I really do recommend that everybody says to them, oh, when's your home insurance up for renewal? Would you like a free quote? Why not? It's worth a go. I then say to them, all my customers that have done so and have switched have been delighted. They're telling me they're saving a third to 50%. Now, I'm not telling them have it. I'm telling them what I know my customers tell me. So what you're doing is you're bringing people in and they're gradually having more. And then there comes a point where they love the one bill. They love the simplicity and how easy it is to get access to everything. And they stay with us. And that's great for us. Okay. So you could put in what Utility Warehouse is, all right, on our variable rate. But I'm now going to say to you, let's go back. Oh, don't need to. Right, join the club, folks. You know how you're doing. All right, I'm not going to go through all that. So you're putting the stuff in, and I say to everyone, let's look at everything. Let's give you the best prices that's available. All right, why not? Why would you dismiss best prices? That would be foolhardy. So I leave everything on there, unless, of course, they're tenants and they absolutely can't have boiler cover. And if they don't work for someone with at least 16 hours a week, they can't have income protector either. All right, so that's also another thing that's important. Otherwise, leave it all in. So you go through join the club and you get to energy. Now, you know the annual consumption that you've now got. The best thing of all is you're putting that in. And hey ho, what comes up is our prices. Now, there is a variable rate that's going to be damn good, double gold variable. But I say to them, come on, this is what we're about. Let's buffer all these price cap rises. Click over to the fixed rate. See what the annual cost is. You've already got the picture of what, back to what we did. They've already seen what this is. I tell you what, it is absolutely amazing when you show them one against the other, as I did. So I'm going to share with you, I can't tell you who it was. Let me just get the one that I've just done though. I've been so busy, it's ridiculous. I've got another one this evening as well. Here we go. So this is the couple that I went to see. when we put into the which calculator, they came out at £9,851.94 a year. And I said to them, if we divide that to get an average payment, in other words, if you took that now, it would be £301.77 a month. All right, that's the average. Is everybody understanding that? Yeah, okay. So we put in Utility Warehouse, and we came out at 7,639 from 9,851. And there was a 50% saving on their phone and broadband. They were paying an astonishing $79.75 for broadband and phone. And they weren't even using the phone. They had an unlimited calling package, and they admitted they never rang out. And I said to them, look, one of the jobs that I do is that often it kind of highlights things that we don't realize we've missed. All right, please don't make them feel fools, because that's not good. That's not good. They also had all these select services that they realized they weren't paying for. So that was another good thing. They admitted to me they never looked at the bills. One of them was paying £17.83 a month for O2. The other one was paying £13.54. Neither of them even used 3 gigabytes a month data. So our two value 12s, they were saving a load of money. Combined with the energy, instead of £11,183 a year for broadband, 2 mobiles and energy, that was going to be £7,639. That was £3,544, or £295.33 a month saving. And I looked at them and I said, this is probably the most stupid question I'm about to ask. Would you like to make that saving with simpler billing and better customer service? And he looked at me and he said, well, we'd be a fool not to, wouldn't we? And I said, oh, by the way, as an aside, we've not even calculated in any cashback. And I said, that will be more, like you've seen on my bills. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying to you is this calculator that Which have provided, thank you, is absolutely fabulous because it's independent. It's got kudos. In fact, I think that was the words that even Ian used. It's got kudos and it's independent by Which, and people value that, don't they? Combined with, you can happily say, Mr. Money Saving Expert Martin Lewis, at the moment, if you go through to his site, Utility Warehouse comes out as the best prices. So we have got an absolutely winning formula, and it is brilliant for us. It's brilliant for customers, but we've got to be mindful how we do it. So what I want to do now is share my screen again. Hang on a minute, I've got to go to the right screen. Here we go. And I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to have a look at some stuff. Can you see here, do's and don'ts? Be sensitive about how you talk. And I'd love you all, please, to have a good read of this. Please have a read. It says clearly, please don't use content from Money Saving Expert or Martin Lewis, or retweet posts or comment online. The power of this positive press is its ability to create greater recognition of UW, what we can offer, but sharing it out of context may mean the commentary about us is removed. In this sensitive time, it's best not to comment on social media forum feeds, tweets, threads, or newspaper or website comment sections about UW, or join any anti-UW or energy debates for the same reason. You've got to be careful. You've got to be really careful, because sometimes you can do something and you unwittingly cause problems, as I've already very much sort of said. Okay. and it's a senior group leader that's done it. And I feel that that person should know better. I post nothing at all about any of this on my Facebook page, nothing. I actually believe social media should be for social media. It is not a business online platform for stuff, okay? There are so many wonderful ways that we can go out there and promote positively just by hearing people moaning. Now, I'm not saying this hasn't happened before, but this morning, as I was just about to turn into my appointment, I was in my UW Mini. And I'm sat there and I'm looking at something, and all of a sudden there's a tap on the window. And there's this bloke there, and I'm thinking, oh God, I'm in the way. That was my first thought, very negative, Lisa. And it wasn't. He said, oh, do you believe in serendipity? I said, yeah, I do actually. He said, well, he said, you know what? I've been thinking about UW and I can't believe this. I'm just going off to work and there you are. So he took a card from my thing. I gave him a UW, It's Your Life magazine. And he gave me, I asked for his name and phone number, and we're going to be meeting up. Now, can I tell you that that is very fortuitous, but I also think it's about what's going on at the moment. As I was going through Sainsbury's and I was buying my shopping, the chap that was the cashier was going through, and I just said to him, are you having a great day? He said, well, as he said, well, as best as can be expected, given what's going on in the economy. And I thought to myself, do you know what? What a wonderful lead. And I said to him, oh, do you mean about energy going up? He said, everything's going up. I said, oh, I agree. I said, do you know what's wonderful is what I do. I said, I've just helped a couple save over £3,500 on their bills. He said, how did you do that? I said, this is probably not the time or place, but if you want to know how, I said, would you like a card? He said, yes, please. And then the bloke that was waiting behind me said, can I have your card as well? So, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot we could do, and it's about how do we initiate conversation? Sometimes it's not sell, sell, sell. The moment was right for me to say something on that line. Right, somebody had their hand up. Who was it? Who put their hand up? Yes, Ian.
No, it was just based on the Facebook. Although I've posted up about what I've been saving my customers and myself by going to the fixed rate, I've also been posting up comments about what people can do to try and make savings themselves, such as buying curtains for windows, because all the trend has been just having blinds. But now with the 25% of your energy can go out your window, your heating can go out your window. So why don't you cover them with curtains, prepare for the winter? Yeah,
absolutely. And I say to people, look, when you tend to boil a kettle, please don't fill it up to the hill. Boil the water, and then all you do is use 1 cup or 2 cups, and you've left a load in there. What a waste, because kettles use lots of electricity. And I also, it's not telling people how to live their lives, but tumble dryers, they are so expensive to run, as are hot tubs. Hot tubs.
I'm dealing with a couple at the moment. I've got a hot tub.
Yeah. I think there'll be people won't be using their hot tubs anymore. I really do. Well, look, guys, was that useful, that information? Was that? I know it's not one about energy, and I'm sorry we're harping on about energy, but it's really important. And I think it's important to do it all with such sensitivity. Okay. It seems that our fixed rate is now going up twice a week. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
So can I say to you, please say to somebody, anybody that is possibly interested, it's not that you're being pushy, but given that our fixed rate is increasing to adapt to what's going on in the volatile energy market, the sooner you see them, the more they'll save pro rata. All right. And that's not about, oh God, I want a foot in the door. it's like every single day does actually matter. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. I will see you all next week. Same time,
Lovely.
same place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're most
Thanks.
welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.